then if they really wanted a particular job description, one of the things that one or two individuals attacked, Walmart's an interesting place to get information. You know what I mean? And they asked me, why can't you just put all these job descriptions on your website? And I'm thinking, well, really what we need to do is we need to take a look at them as a team, and perhaps update them before that occurs. Because when I read through all of them, I thought, 15 years old, at the time we had a fairly strong group of individuals who participated and volunteered to help make Cherokee Village the wonderful place that it was then and is today. And that's one of the things that we still need to try to return to, which this would help. And that's what I told them.
Okay.
So, I'm not trying to sound like a politician here, but the best thing is if you have a real question, call me, send us an email, get with us.
So, since we just got a list of all this, job descriptions here recently,
Yes, sir.
can we, all take a month to look at this, everybody take a look to see what it says, so we can kind of make our own?
Well, and if you looked at your emails, I have them in the email, I believe now, as commissioners. If not, I know I do, because I've been spending lots of time with them saying, oh, I update this, I change this. And that's why I wanted to bring it up to this particular meeting, because there are people in this room that are curious.
I agree. So could you give us until next meeting for everybody to look through this, what this has to do, and determine how they want to handle the situation?
I think
Give
that's
everybody the
probably
chance.
appropriate.
I make a motion, keep this for business for the next month.
Well, if we don't do anything, it goes on business.
Okay.
So we'll table this to the next meeting so that we can all get a look and review it and see how we want to do that. So let's go on with that. Those might have some questions on that. All right, committee guidelines. Again,
Well, last month I read the golf course committee guidelines that I followed when I was a new member of the golf course committee before I became a commissioner at the airport and then blessed to be a CID commissioner to help people within Cherokee Village. And I think what we need to do is make certain that we follow the guideline of letting anyone attend any committee that they wanted. Some of it may be working, where you just get to listen, and some of it may be bringing ideas to the golf course committee, because we really want to expand that role. And the same for the lake committee, and there may be other committees that would be appropriate. A recommendation was the finance committee. Well, that would be nice if people would actually take a look at the website and review the finances that we're really struggling to maintain Cherokee Village. That's a tough job.
let me ask you a question. I wasn't here last meeting. So what we voted on was to dissolve all the committees, or so we have no committees right now, correct? There are no committees.
And the reason we don't have any committees,
So orders.
the reason my life your midterm break, is because the lawyers have highly recommended that unless we follow some guidelines, that we dissolve all the committees, because none of them need to be thought of as nefarious, underhanded, secret, meeting only to do it in the Suburban Improvement District. So if you're going to have committees, they need to be of interested people who will post an agenda, post the time of the meeting, hold a public meeting, record the meeting, offer minutes.
Is this something we can bring up in that special meeting with our advisors?
You sure can.
It would
But
be
I
the
will
bylaws.
tell you this, as with my experience of sitting with the study group,
just saying, but it's, if we are gonna have any committees, we can put all that, the rules and regulations in with the bylaws and stuff like that.
Sure we can. I mean, we already spent a chunk of money with the lawyer to get that verbiage.
I mean, that's why I brought it up, that's why I brought it up, so that we could actually include it in our bylaws or our guidelines for making Cherokee Village as good as it can be.
Okay, so next Tuesday, that'll be part of the bylaws and stuff that we
And I
can.
don't want it to sound like I'm against committees, because I think it's a good thing. We just need to.
Yeah, we'll just get it done, like the lawyer said, the right way. So. All right, Ron Page, you brought up weekly updates concerning,
Well, I would like to see one from our general manager on Friday. It doesn't have to be hard, but projects in place, because we had a bit of a communication gap at one time. That the commissioners approved the benches, Ms. Moore wanted, and evidently there was already an opportunity to do something different, and we just frankly did not know. So I think it's time that we get something, maybe not every week, but at least every other week, on projects and finance pieces where we have issues. And that would be good to help the commissioners be on top of the rest of the things that are going on within Cherokee that we may or may not know. The other thing that concerned me is I haven't seen very many reports from the folks who are doing the lawn and mowing maintenance from D5. And I thought when that was approved, we were going to see those on a weekly basis. And a weekly basis with the small number of individuals that they had, I thought, oh my God, that's going to be tough. And I really think that that's not good, because we continue to see people's, how come they're not doing their job? I don't know how to defend that.
so you're asking for, say, a bi-weekly update on Fridays from PM on anything.
Projects and
No,
status.
not every other weekly. Bi-weekly means every other week.
Yes, sir.
Hold on one second, let me finish what he's saying. And he's also asking for some updates from D5 on what they've done, what their progress. Is that what you're asking for?
Again, the contract that they
Yeah.
portrayed was for every week, and that just is just unsurmountable, especially after some of the flood that we had and other issues. It's hard to catch up, so it may be that that's also a bi-weekly effort.
Okay, so that's what you're asking for?
Yes.
What?
What I'd like to say is, as far as the landscaping goes, none of our contractors were asked to give weekly updates or bi-weekly updates or anything else like that. That wasn't a requirement. When he began working, because of the condition of the properties when he started the contract, he took some pictures to show it all. Here's what it looked like before, and here's what it looked like after. And I forwarded those to you, but that was not an obligation for him to have to do before and after pictures for every one of his crews and to give us weekly updates.
You can say that, but
We
that's
got-
not what they portrayed when they talked about it the day they came, and we listened to all four of those contractors.
Well, I'll have to look back on that meeting, and, yeah, we're gonna look back on those meetings, those notes, and see what we approved before we say they can do that, so. Are we checking in on them though, or we making sure?
Every
we-
day.
Okay. All right, we'll look into that to make sure we. know.
And, okay, hang on, thanks.
Yes, go ahead.
I think that Betsy keeps us informed of major things that are going on, and I know that you're not thinking that right now, but if we start asking Betsy to make a list of what she does during the course of the day, when was the last time you were?
I don't think that's what's being asked.
Finish what I asked to
We're
say.
not asking that. What all he's doing is like anything major, something that might have come up in those 2 weeks, just to kind of pass along any information, like the major things like if the dam, for instance, or the lawsuits.
Okay.
Just so, not, I don't want to, no, I'm not asking for a complete list of everything that's been done every day the last 2
don't know what it is that you're wanting because you're not communicating.
I have emailed you when I need something.
And I reply.
And she replies.
Yeah.
So what if we just say, anytime,
Communicate.
major things, if they come through, like I think you did with the lawyer, the dam, you think you dam, I will say about the dam updates, that last one that came through on the last meeting, I didn't know about that at all.
What?
Find out.
The
So-
dam
so-
update?
Yeah, that one that came through last meeting?
So we read the actual.
Yes, I
email.
wasn't here.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. If something like that comes, I think all five of us should know about that before we get to the meeting on something as major as that. That's it. I'm not talking about a day-to-day, you know what I'm saying? That's all. So that way we can keep from having necessarily a bi-weekly.
No problem.
Just,
So the emails that she sends us are not sufficient.
no, I didn't get the email on the dam.
Everybody got the email.
No, I didn't get it, so I'm not saying that. I looked at my emails, I didn't have
It
it.
was from Jeremy.
Yeah, but sorry, I didn't get that. Next time I'll make sure I ask her. Hey, that's all. I mean, I'm sure she has done that. As long as she sends us emails for anything major that comes through to her, which I think she's been doing, that should suffice. Shouldn't run.
You know, I also try to forward those emails so that y'all are getting the actual information from the engineer.
Right.
So it's not my perception, it's actually coming from the engineer because there's so much rumor and talk.
Right.
That I feel like that's the only way we can move forward and have actual facts.
Okay, would that suffice?
Let's give it a whirl.
Okay.
All right, so,
Can I,
yeah, go ahead.
Betsy, while we're on it, what is the update on the dam?
Oh,
Because we've got people out there saying that it's on social media that they're pumping foam into the bottom of the dam, and that it's gonna fix it and everything. We need an exact what's
We
going
read
on.
the exact statement from Jeremy Brooks with the engineer, and I don't have it with me in front of me today, but here's what it said. It said they had finished the geotechnical drilling, the 3 on the top and the 3 on the bottom. They were waiting for permission from the state of Arkansas to install 3 piezometers. Those will go in at the bottom. That's what the road and everything was put in for so that they could perform that part of the work. He said he thought that by the end of the summer, we would have permission to put those piezometers in, and we would have to close the dam for 1 day of traffic to install those. They said that from what they've already tested, that it is obvious that we will not meet the safety requirements for the state of Arkansas for a high hazard dam. We have 7 high hazard dams. They are all earth dams. There is no concrete in our dams, never has been.
So,
We've had 1 permit when they were built over 50 years ago that expired at 50 years. So every one of our dams are out of compliance.
so right now, for Sequoia, we're waiting for permission from our state of Arkansas, what they are, to put in the 3 hydrometers.
3
By,
piezometers.
I'm sorry?
Piezometers.
And,
Let me finish this. He said.
okay, and then they have that by the summertime, but they think they'll have that by the end of the summertime.
One day
So-
the road closed.
Did they say anything about when there may be possible
Yes.
drainage?
They said to prepare the residents for possible drawdown at the end of the season.
At the end
So
of the
I would
season?
think October, November, December, towards the end of the year, after we've gotten through our summer season. It said at best, out of service till 2027. It didn't say beginning of the year, summer, end of the year, it just said at best, 2027.
But this is not in stone yet.
No,
Correct?
and
I
it
just want to
also
make sure,
said-
somebody will say that you said that in stone, so no, that's not, that's
He
just what
said
they said.
in our September meeting, they would provide us with all of the information from the testing and what their suggestion is for phase 2.
All right, so
September
September,
meeting,
okay.
we should have further information. We've had nothing, no phone talk, none of that talk.
So are they going to, let us know a little bit in advance when they're gonna shut that road down? Because I know,
Yes,
okay.
it said in the email that he would give us more
What happened that
notice.
day?
It said in the email he would give us more notice than they did last
Okay.
time.
Good, but there'll be one day of it.
But it would only be closed for one day.
Right. So September, so until then, September, we really don't know anything else.
Exactly.
Okay.
Nothing can happen late until after that.
September is their hope, is their plan, is their,
For us to review and figure out how to
Okay.
go forward.
All right, now, let's move on to new business. Raccoon Springs update. Everybody, closing.
Well, Betsy, Susan, and I went to the water department's meeting this month? Yeah, this month. And came up with a proposal to take over Raccoon Springs because they don't have any equipment in there, they don't take care of the building or anything. And of course, I got the result that I figured I would. They don't want to turn it over to us. So, and we also brought up the fact that the road paid over $42,000 and they did not contribute anything to it, and American Land Company did. So they got kind of a little pissy with us and said that if they wanted to get to Raccoon Springs, they would cut a new access road for Cherokee Road. But we never told them we were going to deny them access to it. So they just, it's like when we walked in, oh, look, the city, so what are they doing here? So
Basically,
attitude.
I did get a call from Melody today that they will be going down weekly and maintaining it, keeping the grass cut, making sure the grills are clean, the picnic tables. They are going to maintain it, and she
Well,
told
we
me
have been
today.
maintaining, and we have been maintaining the area.
We have it.
so they're gonna come and make it.
Yeah, we put a bug.
So other than that, that's.
Other than that,
that's
we're not.
it. Okay. All right. On to Thunderbird Marina repair request from Jason Fisher. Do we have that?
Actually, it was just a verbal request. I think Joe saw the line.
Joe.
Both of you saw the line. It was $1,449 for Murphy Oil to go out and replace the line, the service call and the labor. He's just asking if we would consider paying for that, paying a portion of that. We do own the marina, that is our equipment, but we do lease it for free. So I think that's a decision that
We own that gas tank, and that would include the hose going down to the marina.
like
That's
you
something.
said, it's probably the original hose.
Oh, it's.
It was pretty bad. We would have to be there that day, we just loaded it in.
Laid it on the bank and scraped it with a knife and bent like chalk. So that's how
We
bad
get it
it
all.
was. But if we, my personal opinion is if we own the tank and the marina, then we just buy the hose and we, that's me. But, and I understand that is a deal where it's free, but then you guys start splitting hairs of how much maintenance is the leaser or the people that's there, how much maintenance are they gonna do, or what the responsibility of the marina is gonna be theirs, and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know, it's $1,400.
Our lease does say we are responsible for the maintenance of the marina itself, not to the bait shop.
I would just make a recommendation.
I make a motion to pay the bill.
Got a motion to pay the bill from David Nebel. Do I have a second?
who made the motion?
I did.
David Nebel.
I'll second.
Joe Kaiser, second that motion. All in favor? Aye. The motion is to pay Jason, from the marina, the $1,400 for the repair, for the replacement of the hose, of the gas
Okay,
tank.
thank you.
So that's $1,400, so that's.
That
motion.
belongs to us, so when they
It'll
go
belong,
or whatever.
yeah, they're going, we still have it there, a new hose.
Not that they.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Everybody, any opposed? Motion passes.
All right, I'll make a statement.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's always bad. I'll make a statement.
You're not making regret, is it?
We got, in reference to the lakes, and this is just public service announcement, okay? On Sequoia over there is 2 courtesy docks on Sequoia. They have become permanent mooring spots for pontoons that do not have boat slips. noticed too, that it's been there for over a week, tied up to those docks. I witnessed one again this morning, and they are pulling in there, and they go back to Joker or wherever they are, sleeping their boats parked there, and they come back on the weekends, get in and going out. It is not a public mooring permanent spot. It is for temporary parking to get your trailer or to go run and get something or whatever and come back. It's temporary parking. It's a public service announcement. Those docks are not permanent parking for people, the residents or whoever has a contract. Just for temporary use.
Do we have a sign there?
Yeah, that's what I was asking. We have a sign
We
on
have a
there.
sign
Yeah,
there.
the sign
I
that
thought
says
there was.
20-minute minimum, but the problem is that first stop belongs to Mid-Lake Marina. That's
Oh.
where they put their
Well,
rental
that's-
boats.
Well, that's on them, there's somebody parks in
Yeah.
there.
Just
So the second one is
The
ours.
second
The
one
second
is
one is
ours.
ours, and
20.
the first one is
I
theirs.
think both of them are tied.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But anyway.
And we did have issues on the fourth of them dropping some boats that didn't have proper stickers. And we
Okay.
just told them, if we're stopping them at the boat ramp and telling them they can't go in, then he can't go up there and drop one in the water in front of us.
That is just public service announcement. Another just
so
statement.
what do we do about a boat that's like, in our 20-minute parking is there for like a day?
We just get hollered at by the boat owner. I worked with Doc Saturday and had more people be nasty to me.
But what can we do, what can we
I just
legally-
call
what
them,
can
I just
we actually-
contact them and tell them that they can't store their boat there and they can only look at it.
Yeah,
But we
okay.
can get their sticker.
Take back to the boat.
Yeah, I want to err on the side of being nice and not do, maybe the word will get to them and they'll move on, but let's, if it becomes to be a constant problem, then we need to think about that.
Let me substitute that.
There's one inside slip, but they're parking on the outside, which probably is an ambiguous way to say, well, I'm not in the dock. They're not in the dock, they're on the outside of the dock, they're not in them. And the information thing that we were talking about earlier from Ron, the weekly update things, I think that's throwing an undue amount of work on somebody. I'm just gonna be honest with you, I've been doing this now 4 years. I ain't never had one instance that I've had an issue of going to Betsy or emailing Betsy or calling Betsy or contacting anybody in the office or anything about helping me with something or giving me information. So I don't know where all that comes from. I understand the yard guys, yeah, maybe they ought to be doing that, but maybe we need to get with them fellas and talk to them. Maybe it's misunderstandings that can be handled without making a law or rule or something like that. I just think that, man, I'm just telling you, I mean, personal attention, talking face to face, trying to work things out is so much more effective than coming up with bomb things here. I mean, you're gonna give us a weekly update, and we're gonna do this and do that. I mean, I understand you gotta have rules, but for Pete's sake, let's just work with each other.
Yeah, we got all that taken care of, so, you know. Any other new business? No? We don't have any other new business? All right, property owners, you now have another opportunity to comment. Please leave it to 3 minutes. We will, time, we interrupt. Who needs a?
Very, very safe, sure. Question about the fuel tanks a few years back. The city-
Name.
So turn it on.
It's on.
Hello?
Speaking.
A few years ago, the city passed.
Name and where you live, please, Dave.
He said,
You did? I didn't hear it.
They passed a new ordinance requiring all above ground tanks to go underground. Is this going to affect that? Well, as I know after certain.
What was your question?
The city had passed an ordinance where they had removed any and all of above ground fuel tanks. So everything that's been grandfathered in has to go underground.
We did replace the filter.
Well, I know that, but after a certain percentage of, I guess, remodel, upgrades, don't you have to abide by code? I mean, that's my question.
Yeah.
Is that going to be affected?
Mr. Fisher reports his fuel to the state every month, so if there was any kind of violation.
What,
It's not
you
about
mean?
meeting anything, it's just that the way the ordinance was written, the first city was going to be exempt from it. That got removed out of the ordinance, so it states
right, anybody else?